It all began with an action scene. Today we are recapping the animation, Mortal Kombat Legends, Cage Match. The movie begins with Johnny Cage about to become a star in the movie, before he was informed by his director that his co-star, Jennifer, was missing. Johnny Cage, realizing that the movie can't continue without her, offered to search for her. Johnny Cage and his assistant Brian decided to drive to her apartment in search of Jennifer. On the way, Brian asked Johnny how he is always looking cool. Johnny replied that he wasn't always like that he was always bullied and harassed in school until his mum has had enough and took him to one of the best dojos in the town, where he learned from the very best. And when the bullies confronted him, he showed them who's boss, implying to Brian that when you stand up to a bully, they get scared to confront you again. On getting to Jennifer's mansion, Johnny asked Brian to take his car out for some repairs, while he can have a look inside Jennifer's apartment. Johnny got inside to find the place tattered. He heard a commotion upstairs and went to check. He saw two demons disguised as humans fighting for a scroll. A little bit confused, he picked up the scroll and found himself in the midst of an unknown fight. He was beaten up and lost possession of the scroll to the demon, Kia. Kia ran and Ashira chased after her. Before Kia left, she left a bomb, and Johnny Cage, on seeing the bomb, made his way out of the apartment before it explodes. Johnny, realizing that scroll must have something to do with the disappearance of Jennifer, chased the both of them. During the wild chase, Kia was crushed by an upcoming vehicle as Ashira took possession of the scroll, which was later lost to Johnny Cage, as his assistant Brian came right on time, and they were able to evade her completely. Johnny Cage and his assistant opened the scroll and realized it was a map, but were unable to know where the map leads to, as the contents of the map was written in German. They concluded to take the scroll to the police to use as a clue in finding Jennifer. In the next scene, Ashira met Lord Raiden and explained how she was unable to get the scroll because of Johnny's determined spirit. Lord Raiden told her she still has time to get the scroll and she should seek Johnny's help in doing so. Johnny and his assistant went to see Johnny's agent, David Doubledy, and after their long conversation about Johnny's role in the movie and Jennifer's disappearance, Doubledy asked Johnny to hand over the scroll to him, in which Johnny objected. Johnny tried to leave before the agent pointed a gun at him. Johnny slowly walked towards him and kicked the gun away, and the two got into a fierce confrontation. As it went on, Agent Doubledy transforms into his demon form before Johnny Cage kicks him out through a glass window, killing him in the process. Johnny and his assistant figured something weird was going on and sought to figure it out for themselves. The information he acquired from his agent led them to Magical Mansion. Johnny opted to go in while his assistant stayed behind communicating with him through headphones. Johnny was denied entry because the Magical Mansion was a member-only establishment. Johnny tried to bribe the official and was almost kicked out when Jataka informed them that Johnny was her guest, although she was meeting Johnny for the first time. She escorted Johnny inside the mansion where magicians were entertaining guests with their magic tricks, and lured him into an underground tunnel. This broke his connection, and he lost communication with his assistant Brian. Inside the tunnel, Jataka was attacked by Ashira. Johnny didn't know Ashira was on his side and attacked her, but he soon realized she was when she saved him from the energy beam fired by Jataka. Johnny and Ashira were running towards an exit when Johnny asked who Jataka was, and she replied that Jataka is one of the 3 assassins from the Brotherhood of Shadows, who are intent on raising their god, Shinnok, for the destruction of the world. On getting to the exit, they were both attacked by Jataka. Although she was outnumbered 1-2, she still manages to take on both until Brian, Johnny's assistant, swung into action and hit Jataka with Johnny's car, which sends her far into the fire, burning, killing her in the process. Brian was able to translate the languages in the scroll, stating that the scroll contains a map of Los Angeles, and by connecting the dots it signifies that almost every member of that city are disciples of Shinnok. Johnny tried to destroy the scroll to put a stop to whatever ritual trying to take place. As he tried to place the scroll on fire, he was blasted by Jennifer, who came down from a chopper and retrieved the scroll. The others were unconscious due to the blast, but Johnny, slightly conscious, uttered her name in total shock before he was knocked out by Jennifer completely. Johnny woke to find himself tied both hands and feet. He asked Jennifer what was going on, where Jennifer told him that he has the blood of a god which will be used in resurrecting their god Shinnok. She also told him that was the only reason why he was star in the movies was the role everyone had to play so that he can be sacrificed for the resurrection of their god, Shinnok. In the next scene, Ashira and Brian were tied up when a demon came in and tried to torture Ashira. It seems not to be working when demon faced Brian and stabbed him in the chest before Ashira killed the demon by breaking its neck using her legs. She was able to free herself and Brian, and the two devised a plan on how to rescue Johnny. During the course of the ritual, Johnny Cage was sliced in the chest and his blood flowed into the portal, opening the gate for Shinnok. Just then she tried to kill Johnny but was distracted by Brian, while Ashira, disguised as one of the disciples, took advantage of the distraction and rescued Johnny. Jennifer told them that it's already too late for them. Just then the portal opened, Johnny and Co. took cover as the disciples bowed to welcome Shinnok and the other demons Shinnok brought along with him. Shinnok, longing to feast on the people of Earth Realm, went into the city to make an aerial announcement, and Johnny followed him, leaving behind Brian and Ashira to take care of Jennifer and her demons, and also closing the portal. Jennifer transformed to her demon form to have a higher advantage over Ashira, while Johnny was almost beaten out of consciousness by Shinnok. The people cheered for Johnny, and Johnny, taught of the many times he was called special, enabled him to fight back, and he had the upper hand in his battle with Shinnok. Ashira was almost killed by Jennifer when Brian tossed the demon blade to her, in which she used to stab Jennifer's heart, killing her in the process. Brian was able to reverse the spell in the scroll, which forced Shinnok and the other demons back into the rift. And there we have it. Please like, share, and subscribe to It's Mythical for more on animation recaps.